Hey, Be Joyful, Eric Eaton here, and I've got Chloe Schrammel. She is our youth intern. Say hi, Chloe.
Hi.
And we are talking about the fruit of the Spirit. We're taking a look at Galatians 5:22 and 23 during a time of kind of unrest and people are angry and upset. How can we get back to the Christ-centered life with the love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness that Paul talks about? So we're continuing on in our look at joy today. And I want to ask Chloe, first off, how would you define joy?
For me, I think joy is happiness at a very basic level, but also the little victories that you win through a long period of time, so then you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they just kind of keep you pushing forward.
All right, so Paul tells us in Romans 5:3-5, he says, "But we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not put us to shame." Now, I know you, this past year, have been dealing with some suffering. So what's been going on in your life?
So coming up on a year ago, I had a bad concussion, and ever since then, it was just this constant headache or migraine of just this constant feeling of not feeling normal. So that's kind of been my prolonged suffering. But over this past year, I've been finding small amounts of joy every day, just looking forward to the small things that is like kind of God checking in on me, just saying, hey, you're doing great, I have a plan for you. And I think those little things of joy, as I said before, get me to like the light at the end of the tunnel there.
Yeah, because when you hear that passage, and also what we hear in James 1, where it says, we should consider our suffering and troubles an opportunity for joy. So how do you see that?
I see that, I guess, kind of similar to before, if I could just look at this here. I think when you go through hardships, I think almost the victory feels 10 times more better because you learn something from it. You have self-confidence. You know that you can handle this. And God knows, like, hey, you are doing great. Like, I'm always going to be here when you're going through tough times, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's very good. So, because I bring Chloe here because every time I see her, she has a smile on her face. And she's always happy and always looking like this, which I had no idea what was going on in her life before. And I think that's a testament to who she is and her faith. And so the last thing I'd ask you, Chloe, is other people out there watching this who might be suffering or might be dealing with it, what message would you give to them? What would you tell them?
I would say just keep your head up. And we all go through tough times, but there's always going to be those amounts of joy that you're just like, wow, that feels so good today. It can be the smallest thing. Like for me, it was shoveling out snow. Like it's just the small things and just knowing that there is a plan and you're doing great. Yeah.
Shoveling snow. All right. I know to call this winter, Chloe. But as the challenge I want to leave you with, as you hear Chloe, and we've been talking about joy for the last several weeks, is to remember that regardless of kind of what's going on around you, regardless of what circumstances you may find yourselves in, you can still find joy. So my challenge is for you this week is to really dig deep into the word, into the message, into what Paul tells us, and to figure out how you can continue to find that joy regardless of the circumstances that you find yourself in. So thank you, Chloe. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And everyone, God bless and have a great week.
Bye.